Hi, my name is Victor Tuba, and today I'm excited to actually spread my knowledge about visualization, the core components, and leveraging in a business setting. So, when we speak of the word visualization, what comes to my mind? Anyone may think, what is visualization? So, basically, a visualization is a software-based computer that emulates a physical systems, by the help of the hypervisor. So it pretends to have a physical system, which of course it do not have. So that's how a virtual machine is, pretending to have a physical system, like the CPUs, the ROMs, and using all of the server, but it's using as a software-based tools, not a physical system. In other words, it's also emulating. So basically, that's the definition for virtual machine. So to talk about some of the components of virtual machine in a virtual environment, we have the guest operating system. There is also a host machine, which provides CPUs, storage, to that virtual environment. And there is also a hypervisor. A hypervisor is a layer that helps in the creation of virtual machine. So without a hypervisor, the creation of VM will be very impossible because it surely depends and rely on a hypervisor for the creation of VM and for better enhancements. So let us look at the types of hypervisor. There are two types of hypervisor today that we use around the IT community. Type 1 hypervisor, which is the bare metal. And type 1 hypervisor is the bare metal that runs on top of a physical computer system, not a operating host, and is very much faster. It is more secure and it improves a lot of security enhancements for better performance in a virtual systems or in a virtual environment. There is also a type 2 hypervisor, which is common that every one of the IT professionals, usually go for, which is the hosted method. It runs on top of the operating host, or in other words, it runs on, or it depends on the desktops. So, speaking of the hosted method, is is actually depending on the Hyper-V, in the desktop systems, which of course can enable the creation of VM and administrator can be able to run the virtual machine for testing files, testing new softwares, and deploying a lot of systems into that given virtual machine. So basically, that's how a virtual machine definition is, and it's being used to deploy many systems. So there are a lot of times people use virtual machine for testing new applications. They also use a virtual machine for maybe testing some new softwares, which of course every administrator usually does. So to leverage virtualization in a business setting, a virtualization is actually a way, a best way, not just a way, that help to reduce the cost of spending so much money. Imagine you have your company running, and then you need an email server where you'll be able to spend a lot of money. But with virtualization, it makes it very much centralized where the administrator or any other company like e-commerce, you are running your virtual systems of computer instead of using the physical one and make it very much centralized. You don't spend a lot of money because it has a virtual CPU, it has a virtual server used for deployment and making it work very much inaccessible in the IT environment. So visualization is very much important because it improves scalability, improves security. It also helps to make an RT work very much flexible, or in other words, the flexibility increases because of the virtual systems. And remember that virtual machine shouldn't depend or rely on the hypervisor. So with our hypervisor, the creation of VM will already be nearly impossible for creating a lot of VMs. So that's how a virtual machine is very important to a business setting in reducing cost, so that you can be able to save a lot of money and using the software-based tools to deploy systems and to run all of your applications and to test new files and make it very much centralized for administrators. So that's it for this assignment. I've discussed the, the definition of virtual machine, and I also link it to leveraging in a business setting, how important it is, and also I name the types of VM, which is type 1 hypervisor, the bare metal, and type 2, the hosted metal, which is very much familiar that every one of us go for in an IT environment. Thank you.